Let's talk about something that's often hard to admit. The times when loving our spouse feels really hard. We buy into this idea that marriage should be a blissful fairy tale, and when reality sets in, the disagreements, the unmet expectations, we can start to feel like we're failing. The truth is, every single couple goes through seasons where they feel distant. Life throws curveballs, work stress, financial strain, raising kids, and it can put a real strain on our relationships. Maybe you're arguing more often, or you just feel like you're living separate lives. Feeling this way doesn't mean your marriage is over, it means you're human. So often we think of love as this magical feeling, something that just But what if I told you that love, especially in marriage, is as much a verb as it is a feeling? It's a daily choice, a commitment to showing up for the other person, even when it's inconvenient, even when you're exhausted, even when you're angry. It's about those small acts of service, making your partner's coffee in the morning, folding that load of laundry even though it's their turn. It's about choosing kindness and patience, even when your emotions feel frayed. When we wait for the warm, fuzzy feelings to magically reappear before we act lovingly, we can find ourselves stuck in a cycle of resentment and disconnect. But when we choose to act in love, even when we don't feel like it, something amazing happens. Those loving feelings often start to resurface. You don't just sit and stare at a pile of logs hoping for a spark. You have to put in the effort to gather kindling, carefully build a structure, and strike that match. Every small act of love, no matter how insignificant it may seem, is a deposit into the emotional bank account of your relationship. If you're feeling distant from your spouse, it's tempting to want to point fingers, to blame the other person for the problems in your marriage. But before you can truly start to bridge the gap, you need to take some time for introspection. Ask yourself, what's really at the root of this distance? Is it a specific conflict that keeps resurfacing? Is it a pattern of behavior that leaves you feeling unheard or unappreciated? Or is it something deeper, a sense of burnout, a lack of communication, an emotional disconnect that's built up over time? Journaling can be an incredibly powerful tool for processing these feelings. Once you have a better understanding of your own emotions, you can start to approach your spouse with empathy. Instead of saying, "You never listen to me," try shifting to an "I feel" statement. I feel unheard when I don't feel like I'm being listened to. There's this misconception in our culture that seeking help, especially when it comes to marriage, is a sign of weakness. But you know what takes real courage? Admitting that you need support and being willing to do the work to strengthen your relationship. If you're feeling stuck in a cycle of conflict or disconnection, please know that you don't have to navigate this alone. Marriage counseling can provide a safe and supportive space for you and your partner to unpack your challenges, develop healthier communication patterns, and rediscover the love that brought you together in the first place. And even if counseling isn't the right fit for you, simply talking to trusted friends or mentors who can offer a listening ear and a fresh perspective can be incredibly valuable. Seeking help isn't a failure, it's a testament to your commitment to your marriage and your willingness to fight for the love you share. When you're in the thick of it, when you're feeling disconnected and discouraged, it can be hard to believe that things can actually get better. But I'm here to tell you that tough seasons don't last forever. The key is to shift your focus from the big, overwhelming question of will we make it, to the smaller, more manageable choices you can make each day to rebuild trust, communication, and intimacy. Choose to be present with your partner, even if it's just for 15 minutes a day without distractions. Choose to listen with an open heart, even when it's difficult to hear what they have to say. Every small step you take, every effort you make to stay present and connected, is an investment in your future together. I want to leave you with this: your love story is uniquely yours. It's not going to look like the fairy tales we're sold, and it's certainly not going to look like the perfectly curated highlight reels we see on social media. Your marriage will have its ups and downs, its moments of joy, and its seasons of struggle. And that's okay, because it's in those messy, imperfect moments that true love has the opportunity to deepen and grow. You have the strength within you to navigate these challenges. You have the power to write a love story that's authentic, resilient, and filled with a love that can weather any storm. Choosing to love your spouse, especially when it feels hard, takes courage, vulnerability, and a whole lot of grace for yourself and your partner. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. If this video resonated with you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear this message today. And don't forget to subscribe for more conversations about love, connection, and the courage to build meaningful relationships. Thank you for being here. Your marriage, your journey, it's worth every effort.